Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Um, this is the first section of Chapter 8 on rectangular and polar coordinates. And I gave you a lot of videos to look at. And this can be a little bit strange to deal with at first. So what I decided to do is on your classwork assignment, which is the odd ones on 593, I'm going to start with the equations. And what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to do the odd ones 45, 47, and 49 on this video. And they're specifically going from rectangular equations to polar equations. So what that specifically means is rectangular means you're starting with x and y. And then what you want to do is you want to convert it so you only have r and theta. So remember, theta represents an angle, so you can also have trig ratios involved in your polar equations. Now on page 590, these are the three equations that you use to convert. And this is in your book. I believe it's also in the videos. So make sure that you watch those to see how you get these conversions here. So x is equal to r times cosine theta. Y is equal to r times sine of theta. And r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So this is basically the Pythagorean theorem. Just remember this. Remember, cosine is related to the horizontal, or x. Sine is related to the vertical, or y. So I want to show you how you're going to convert what's given in 45, 47, 49. Convert them from rectangular to polar. Not every equation is exactly the same, so that's why I wanted to do these with you. All right. Now these aren't too bad, but you just need to experience to do these, and then I think you'll catch on to them. So you can see in 45, you're given x equals y. So you have x and y, so therefore it's rectangular. You don't have any r or theta. You want to convert it, so you just have r or theta, or either of those. So if you look at my first step here, the basic definition from the conversion equations on the previous slide. So x is equal to r times cosine theta, y is equal to r times sine theta. Then what I can do is divide by r. Then I have this right here. I end up with cosine of theta is equal to sine theta. And then the only angle where that is possible is pi over 4. Right? And you don't have to list any others, just pi over 4. Now this is kind of unusual. You'll see in the other ones that you have to do, you don't usually end up with an angle, a theta equal to a specific angle. You end up with another type of equation with r and theta. Right, so that's why I wanted to do these with you, because they're all a little bit different. Now, what I suggest you do here is write down 47, stop the video, and see if you can convert this on your own. And then when you've completed it, turn the video back on and see if your steps align with mine. And what I'm always going to do is I'm always going to make sure that the answer that I have matches the one in the back of your book. All right? And I think if you try these on your own first, then look at my explanation and notice any differences, I think that's the best way for you to learn. Okay, so stop it right now and try it on your own. And again, the rest of the video will be explaining 47 and then 49. Okay, so obviously y here is r times sine theta. And then x itself is r times cosine theta. And I just have to square it. So for right now, the left-hand side is going to remain the same. And I square this, I'm going to get r squared times cosine squared theta. I don't like this r. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to divide both sides by r squared. So over here, I'll have cosine squared theta. Then over here, I'll have sine theta over r. Okay, I'm going to put a 1 underneath here, then I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to have sine theta is equal to r times cosine squared theta. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to divide by cosine squared on both sides. Okay, I'm almost out of room here, so I'm going to go to the left here. Right. Now this may seem a little strange. So most of the time here, when you're converting to polar equations, you want to get r by itself most of the time. So here's what your book does, get the final answer. So they convert this. So I'm going to do it specifically. So sine theta stays the same. Cosine squared theta, I'm going to break it down. So I have sine theta over cosine theta times 1 over cosine theta. So then I can have r is equal to, this is tangent theta, and this would be secant theta. And that would be your end result. You could also have tangent theta times secant theta. You can reverse the order, it's multiplication. It doesn't matter. Okay? And so you see right here, you're left with r and you have theta. You can have trig ratios, that's fine, but there are no x's or y's. Okay? Right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise 45. And I'm going to put 49 here. It's simply x is equal to 4. Okay, so again, I suggest that you stop the video here and you try to complete this on your own to convert it so that you have no longer have x, but you have r and theta. So why don't you do that? Then when you're done, you can click the video back on and see if you agree with my work. So I'm going to continue to explain it. So this is only going to take 2 steps. I think it's a little bit easier than 47. So you know that x is equal to r times cosine theta is equal to 4. Then I can divide both sides by cosine theta, so I get r by itself. And then 1 over cosine theta is the same as secant theta, just like right here. So then this becomes 4 secant theta. So r equals 4 secant theta would be the result. Okay, so no more x's here, and I have r and I have theta plus a trig ratio and a number. And so that is the polar form of 49, right? Okay, so I'm going to make another video. I'm going to continue doing the odd classwork problems, not all of them, but I think up through 63. And then on those, the reason I'm making a separate video is you're going to go reverse, or you're going to go from polar to rectangular. Okay, okay, just a couple of things to announce here. I think this is the next last assignment. Your next assignment is your review problems that are due the week after this. With those review problems, I'm going to have you do one other thing with it the following week, and I think that's the last week of school. And then your very simple quiz, I believe it's 5 multiple choice questions on solving trig equations, will be next Thursday, May 28th. Okay, and it will start at 11:30, and you'll have from 11:30 to 12 to complete those. And all they are is solving trig equations. All right. I hope you guys are doing well, staying healthy, and if you have any questions, make sure to email me. And I will, after this video, like I said, I'm going to do the next video on going in the reverse order polar to rectangular. All right.